Welcome to Did You Know number 14. Lana's got 2 facts for you, then I have 2, and then we'll get to our question.
Yeah, I know everybody's tired of being in numbers, but there is a booty load of stuff in numbers.
Yeah, when are we going to get on numbers?
Hey. There is some good stuff in numbers. All right, everybody go to the book of Numbers, chapter 16. Numbers chapter 16. I got to get there myself. And we're going to do verses 30 through 33. Chapter 16, 30 through 33.
But if the Lord make a new thing, and the earth open her mouth, and swallow them up, with all that appertain unto them, and they go down quick into the pit, then ye shall understand that these men have provoked the Lord. And it came to pass, as he had made an end of speaking all these words, that the ground clave asunder that was under them, and the earth opened her mouth, and swallowed them up, and their houses, and all the men that appertained unto Korah, and all their goods. They and all that appertained to them went down alive into the pit, and the earth closed upon them, and they perished from among the congregation.
I've got a couple of things on this. Number one, I wrote, really when the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them and their houses and everything up, I'm wondering if it was like an earthquake without the quake, or a sinkhole. Maybe I should call it that. A sinkhole. It just gives way and you go down. You see houses that end up being swallowed up, and cars and stuff, a sinkhole. So, that's what I envision. But did you know that they, in verse 33, it says they went down alive into the pit, and then the earth closed up on them. And I was talking to Eric, and to me, when I think of the pit, I think of hell. And so you got these people, when you die, you discard your body. So your flesh is here, and your spirit goes up to heaven. So they went down into the pit. If they had died, normal means their flesh would still be right here, dug 6 feet under. But their spirit would have gone to hell, if they went into the pit. But they had their flesh on them, which makes me think, if you've ever burned your hand cooking, or something, has somehow burned yourself with fire, that is some painful stuff. And could you imagine going down into hell with your flesh on you? That's like double torment, because your flesh is burning, and then you're going to burn forever.
Yeah.
So that's like, to me, double torment. So these people went down alive into the pit, which makes me think hell. Some people will probably disagree and say, no, that's not hell, it's just the pit. Well, either way, they tormented.
Yeah, their flesh went too.
Yeah.
Not just their spirits.
Yeah. All right, the next one is Numbers chapter 19. Verses 6 and 7.
And the priest shall take cedar wood, and hyssop, and scarlet, and cast it into the midst of the burning of the heifer. Then the priest shall wash his clothes, and he shall bathe his flesh in water, and afterward he shall come into the camp, and the priest shall be unclean until the even.
I wrote on this one, wood. It makes me think of the cross. Hyssop. You think of when Jesus was on the cross, they took hyssop and put it in vinegar, gall, whatever, and to put it up to his mouth to get him to drink. So you got wood and hyssop. Scarlet makes me think of blood. So it just makes me think of when Jesus was on the cross. And of course he washes until we are white as robes. But that right there, I don't know if anybody's ever noticed it, but I just noticed it said wood, hyssop, and scarlet, and it just made me think of Jesus on the cross. So
That's good. Okay, the two I have. Genesis 21.
ooh, we're going backwards.
Just one I thought of. Put in there.
Everybody thought they were getting somewhere. Now they're going backwards.
I'll go forward after this. Genesis 21, verse 33. And Abraham planted a grove in Beersheba and called there on the name of the Lord, the everlasting God. And Abraham sojourned in the Philistines' land many days. And it came to pass after these things that God did tempt Abraham and said unto him, Abraham, and he said, Behold, here I am. And he said, Take now thy son, thine only son, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of. A lot of people look at this and they think of Isaac. A lot of people know this story. Abraham and Isaac go up the mountain. Isaac lays down on the altar. Abraham's about to kill him, and God stops him, and then the ram comes out, and they sacrifice the ram instead. A lot of people think of Isaac as being a little boy at the time. But actually, from those verses, and it take a lot more to prove that as well, but just food for thought, did you know that Isaac is not a little boy? He's actually, you look in verse 6, Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering and laid it upon Isaac his son, and he took the fire in his hand and a knife, and they went both of them together. Isaac is the one who carries the wood up there. And the reason I read Genesis 21:33 is Abraham planted a grove. Verse 34 it says he sojourned in the Philistines' land many days. Probably the way he got the wood was when he planted the grove, the trees grew up enough to the point where he had some wood that he could cut down. And so I say all that to say, because Isaac is a type of Jesus, and Jesus died at age 33, Isaac is probably 33 at this time. Basically, there's other things you can look at too. But just a did you know thing, he's definitely not a little boy. He's able to carry the wood. So a lot of people think of Isaac as this little boy and going up with Abraham, his dad, but really he's probably 33, just like Jesus was. And then the second thing I've got, Judges 3. See, I'll go back. I'm in Judges now. Judges 3. Did you know that God used a left-handed man to deliver Israel? I'm left-handed, so I like this. Judges 3:15. When the children of Israel cried unto the Lord, their Lord raised them up a deliverer, Ehud, the son of Gera, a Benjamite, a man left-handed. And by him the children of Israel sent a present unto Eglon, the king of Moab. And you see when he comes into him in verse 21, Ehud put forth his left hand and took the dagger from his right thigh and thrust it into his belly, and the haft also went after the blade, and the fat closed upon the blade, so that he could not draw the dagger out of his belly, and the dirt came out. God delivered Israel with a left-handed man. I like that because I'm left-handed. We have to live in a right-hander's world, but there are certain advantages. In this case, he was able to deliver because he's left-handed. The question, first off, our question last time was, who sucked honey out of a rock? It comes from Deuteronomy. The answer is Israel did. Israel did. Deuteronomy 32. Deuteronomy 32. Verse 13. It's talking about Israel here. verse 9 says the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. He found him, being Israel, in a desert land. And when you get down to verse 13, it says, he made him, being Israel, ride on the high places of the earth, that he might eat the increase of the fields. And he made him to suck honey out of the rock, and oil out of the flinty rock. So Israel sucked honey out of the rock. And the question for this time, the answer is in the book of Judges. Who is the most blessed woman in the Bible? Most blessed woman in the Bible. Give me her name and give me the verse from the book of Judges which declares her. It doesn't say she's the most blessed woman in the Bible, but it says that she is blessed. And you'll see what I mean when you find the verse. So who is the most blessed woman in the Bible? Give me her name and the chapter and verse from the book of Judges. All right, that was Did You Know number 14. Thanks for watching.